And hello everyone, and welcome to 1953 KGB Unleashed. Okay, this is a little bit different from what I normally do on these games, if for no other reason than it's about a decade newer. This game only came out in 2012. True story, I picked this game up on the last Steam sale, or the big holiday sale back in December, because I thought it was a survival horror game. I didn't realize it was an adventure game until I actually booted it up and started playing it and found out that, hey, not only is it a point-and-click adventure, it's actually a pretty good one. It's in a small, confined space, but it has some brain-melting puzzles in it. And it's not like a lot of... there's no cat fur mustaches here. This is a... everything makes sense, everything is properly signposted include, but man, are they obscure. It's a fun little game, and I decided I would put it here as taking a break from some of the older school games I've been playing and try this one for a while. So let's get started on 1953 KGB Unleashed. And the first thing we see is a loading screen. Yeah, I probably should have put this on my SSD before playing. Oh well. Oh, here we are. Because soon it will work everywhere. Okay, I think I could have figured out that was Moscow without the subtitle, but thank you. Yeah. Moscow, hub of science, economy, technology, leadership. Yeah. Well, it seems like appropriate for the music or something. But what lies beneath? Underground chamber, flashing red light, guy passed out on the floor. Either it was a really good party or something very bad has happened. And now it's dark.
Where am I? Seems I was unconscious. The smell of burning. I don't remember how I got here. Alright. Here are my tools and my passport. I've got to get out of here.
Yeah, if you wake up underground and not knowing how you got there, like I said, either something very bad is going on or you just came back from a really good party. And this doesn't look like the local rave. Okay. We can look around and find out what's in here. You know, there's cabinets and that sort of thing. We can't really interact with that much, probably because it's so dark. One thing we can pick up is this, which they call a torch. Bring up my inventory here. Torch. It's actually a blowtorch type torch, not a flashlight type torch. So there's stuff on the table here, but we can't look at it. We can't interact with it, again, apparently because it's dark in here, so we have to go out here first. And yeah, that buzzing is annoying.
Everything here is frozen. It looks like a liquid nitrogen leak occurred.
Okay, why do you have liquid nitrogen down here? Alright. There's a machine over here that we can try to turn on, but it won't work because everything's frozen. We have to take care of that frozen thing first. Now, if you notice here, there's a tank of some kind that has fallen over, and it has sprayed frozen something all over these pipes or cables or whatever those are. Fortunately, we have a torch that we can use to clear that. Problem is, I have to use it several times. Alright. Now we've thawed out whatever's going on here. And notice the game took away the torch when we're done with it. It does good at that, and that once you don't need it anymore, it's not there. So now let's turn the machine on. And that didn't do so well. Alright, we have to make sure the machine is properly powered. The machine takes 18 volts. Okay? Now the thing I need, I'm actually standing on. I need to actually get into this, but it won't let me get into it yet. So I'm going to have to take one step away, then turn around to get to it. That's a little annoying, but see this panel here with the cables coming out of it? I need to look under that. And these are a bunch of, I don't know if they're fuses or batteries or what they are. Now I need to provide 18 volts to that machine. And I have to do it by turning on a combination of these. Now if you notice, everything except for this one, which is 14, and this one, which is 7, end in 0.5. Now there's no combination of two items that will add up to 18 here. So I'm going to have to turn on 3 switches. I can't turn on 3 of the 0.5 ones because that would end with a 0.5, so I wouldn't have an even number 18. So I have to turn on either the 14 or the 7 plus something else. Now, if I turn on the 14, I have to get a total of 4 more to get to 18. Well, the smallest one of these is 2.5, and 14 and 2.5 is 16.5. There's no 1.5, so 14 is out. That means I have to turn on 7. At this point, I have to get a total of 11. So, since they all end in 0.5, I need the whole numbers to add up to 10. Well, 8.5 and 2.5 will add up to 11. So, 10, 11, and 17 is 18. So let's turn those switches up. Okay, I now have 18 volts being provided. So now maybe I can turn this machine on. Oh look, it's on. Okay, we now have power, and we can see what's going on. See yeah, there's the cap that broke off that thing that froze everything. It looks like we should be able to do stuff around here. We can't. I'm going to go back over here. I can go into this room and look around some more, but there's stuff that I need to do that I need before I can do anything there that I don't have yet, so I'm going to skip it for right now. That was a mess. Now, one thing about this game is that there's a lot of reading in it, and I mean a lot. And a lot of it has nothing to do with anything. I mean, it even remembers that this is a list of everything we've ever looked at here. But, yeah. Only other thing we get down here is we can find our passport, he was calling it. Gleb Ivanovich Nikolaev. That's us, apparently. We're down here for unscheduled repairs of electrical equipment, and we're working for the Ministry of State Security. Well, surely the Soviet Union was not working on anything dangerous underground in 1953, so I'm sure it will be fine.
Over! Can anybody hear me? I need help here! Damn! Looks like it's not working.
Okay. Since we can't, there's nothing in there there's nowhere to go in there anyway, it's just a room, we were in there already. Let's go through this way.
The mechanical parts of this sealed door are jammed.
Okay. So we can't open the door yet. Fortunately, there's an angle grinder right here. They call it a circular saw. I would call it an angle grinder. First thing we need to do is we need to plug this thing in. Then we can cut our way through these latches holding the door. And the angle grinder disappears from our inventory, but it's still plugged in. But it's not lying around anywhere. Oh look, a loading screen. Wonder where everyone is. Oh well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Oh, that door's locked. Can't do anything here. Let's see what's on up this way.
Comrade Nikolaev, the management of the Research Institute has decided to temporarily reassign you from the current project to perform emergency work at a strategic underground facility of the Ministry of State Security. You'll receive your pass and all of your documents when you arrive. The equipment stopped working at 10 in the morning, and this can't wait. Today is an extremely important day, and we need everything ready by lunchtime. I trust you understand the importance of completing this task.
Yeah, I guess. Where are all these people? Seriously, where did all those people go? They're not here anymore. Well, let's see what's up this way. Now, there's a couple of things over here we're going to need, or later. We can pick up this thing, which they just describe as a card. And up here, there is an invoice from Molotov Siberian Chemical Combine. And it's just a bunch of chemicals that we got in January. Okay. But let's just keep those in mind here. Keep on down the...
It looks like there was an exit here. They've changed the layout. I need to search for another way up.
Okay. How recent is that brick wall? I mean, was that just built while we've been lying unconscious in the next room? Or... Okay.
I need a special key here.
Thank you for that statement. Now, if you may have noticed when I picked up the stuff here, I walked past a door. There is a door right there. It's locked. Just to let you know. Here we have the information board, which has, research department's political and ideological work, Joint Information Day, propagandist corner, all this stuff. The main thing we need to know here, there's actually a piece of useful information hidden on this. This thing right here tells us that from February through June, the radio broadcast of the Political Review will be transmitted in the frequency range of 568 to 476. Now, we would probably think that's important because it's a chain of numbers, but yeah, everything is here. All the information you need to solve the puzzles are here, but some of them are pretty well hidden. Alright, now that we have that, let's go into this room. And loading screen.
It looks like everyone was evacuated, and in a hurry.
Yeah, and again, did they evacuate everyone and then brick the wall up and just leave us locked in that room? And keep state and military secrets absolutely confidential. Okay, that's fine, we will, but shouldn't that be in Russian? Shouldn't that be in Cyrillic? Okay. Whatever. There's a radio over here. We can play with it and tune it around a bit. I'm not going to worry about it quite yet, because we need to do some other things first. Let's go on over here this way. Is that vodka? Can I take that? No? Okay. There's a projector here. It's like an opaque style projector. It's a little hard to see. There is actually something hidden over here behind it. That's a set of keys. Beyond that, I can't do anything with the projector because I have nothing to project. Let's see. So, all I really need right now is the keys. We will use this later. Okay, let's go look around this desk. There's a board here. We can't do anything with that. Or that's the projection screen, I mean. We have a book called Mind Over Matter. And this basically is talking about how they are doing research on basically ESP psychic phenomena. Specifically, they're looking at eye rays or telekinesis and how our brains can act as radio receivers for waves. And they're trying to transformation of energy of eternal extinction to a state of consciousness. So basically, they're trying to figure out how to. The work studying the brain of Vladimir Lenin never ceases, not even for a single day. They're trying to figure out a way to let consciousness survive death. So, they're working things. Speak of a pencil. Over here, we have another book that has apparently something happened involving, there's a firearms incident. It complains about how they're having to keep reagents and stuff filed in the hallway. And back here we have a note that says, filtration technicians will receive slides with schematics of the air circulation system via the internal pneumatic tube dispatch system within the next week. Okay. And we have this number up here, 2790. That's potentially interesting or useful, so let's hang on to that. The last little bit of information we have on here is this. And this tells us that today, presumably, is Sunday, March 8th. And I'm saying presumably because I doubt we've been out for unconscious for days or weeks. And so let's assume that that was correctly set. Now over here, there's a little propaganda book on the floor. But again, that's just humor. Soviet-era humor. Now there's a few things I need to do in here, but I'm going to need something else first. Remember the key that I picked up that was over behind the projector? We're going to do something with that key. So I want to go back out for a minute.
Trying to remember where I saw you before. I've seen you somewhere. I don't understand yet why you're here so deep. What the real reason is, it's unclear. But you must understand that you won't manage without my help. So you'll have to be patient and listen. It's interesting to watch people like you. I can probably tell you a thing or two about this place. But don't expect any explanations. You have to look for answers yourself.
Okay, who are you and why are you talking to me? And what are you talking about? And why is this cutscene lasting so long and I can't break out of it? Is that weird noise I'm hearing supposed to be significant? Okay, is this done yet? There we go.
What was that? Someone just talked to me over the loudspeaker.
Hey! Can you hear me? Are you talking to me? Just want to get out of here.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Are you from Moscow or the Bronx? What's going on here? Cellar shelter. Why is that in English again? Okay. Yes, I know, it's an adventure game. I have to be able to do it, but you know, surely you could have come with something. This is the door I passed earlier, the sector head. See, it's locked. That's why I skipped it before. Let's get back into this room. Okay, this is the room we woke up in, obviously. We can do a few more things in here now that we have light. Like I can look at this magazine, Radio Engineering magazine, which basically doesn't have a whole lot of use in it. And up here we have a electrical technician job description, which is, I guess, what we're doing. But the main thing we're interested in is this box. Now the box is locked. Fortunately, the key we picked up from the other room will open it. And inside here I have a flashlight, I have a pair of pliers, and some electrical tape, all of which I'm going to need in the next few minutes. So, now that I have those, let's head back. And I did dislike the fact that I have to do that little bit of backtracking there. It's the only time you have to go back to that room. Now, we need to solve some puzzles. And we're going to start by looking over into this closet.
What a strange closet.
Okay. You notice that even Gleb here thinks that it's a bit of a strange closet, but okay. Now there's a piece of paper down here which has a work schedule on it. And the work schedule has a list of cities. Now if you remember, the calendar on the desk said that today is Sunday, March 8th. Well, that's March, so that must be March 1st, so this must be Sunday, March 8th here for Novosibirsk. Okay, I'm sure I'm butchering that pronunciation. Novosibirsk, or Novosibirsk. So let's keep that in mind. Turn around and look at the radio. We can turn the radio on, and we have these range buttons that don't seem to do anything, so the off button won't even work. Now, remember the propaganda board we looked at outside? Oh, be quiet. Remember the propaganda board we looked at outside? It had numbers on it. It had a range of 568 to 476. So let's check that. And the work schedule had the name Novosibirsk on it. Now Novosibirsk, if you notice, all the stations are listed by city, and Novosibirsk is right here. So let's tune the radio to that station. Okay, so we're on this range band, on this station that was on the piece of paper for the current date.
Radio's working, except for the range switch.
Yes, you're right. But what happens here? Oh look, the strange closet has a secret door in the back of it that is opened when you tune the radio correctly. And loading screen. Now, this is the room that we couldn't get into from the hallway that had the locked door in it. This is the staff head or sector head's office.
The air duct has a marking on it, 71V.
Thank you for pointing that out to us. Obviously, we're looking down into a lab from overhead. We can't do anything with it yet, but we'll probably get a chance to go down there, I'm sure. Because, after all, nothing bad ever happens in underground labs. Now, here we have a bookcase, and we have an object we can pick up here. This is it looks like a little book. It says it's a cigarette case. Now, there's one thing to look at, or one thing to note here. Notice that we have multiple volumes of books, like encyclopedias or something, and they're all the same color, and they're numbered, like orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, green, doesn't have numbers, blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pink, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that's a two different series of books interspersed with each other. You see 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's 1, 2, 3. The only set of books in here that is not identically colored all the way across are these four. Notice red, blue, green, turquoise. See? And they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything else is a constant color. So I wonder if those four colors in that order are going to be important. Good question. Over here, we have another cigarette case. Oh, this one's blue. We have chemical warfare agents. Huh, Lewisite, Soman, Sarin, Phosgene. I hope we don't need that information at all, because that would be a bad thing, wouldn't it? Oh, a tape recorder. Let's pick that up. Can't listen to it, can't play it. It's just a tape recorder, but hey, who knows?
I hope you are familiar with the security procedures at this facility. And, as a conscientious citizen, you realize completely the consequences of disclosing any information constituting a state secret. Please sign here.
Apparently that's the boss of the facility. You have a couple of these flashbacks going through the game. Alright. There's a machine in front of us here.
I've never seen anything like this before. But it's most likely a pneumatic tube dispatch system. But it looks like it has zero pressure.
Okay, remember the folder we found in the next office had something about instructions for the pneumatic tube system in it. That seems to be locked. We can't do anything with that paperwork down here. And what's this? Oh look, there's 2 broken wires down here. Well, fortunately, I have a set of pliers and some electrical tape. There, all fixed. I'm sure that's going to be useful in a minute or two. What else do we have in here? Oh, another one of those cigarette cases. We have some papers. Tissue samples from subjects 58 and 59 have been damaged. And, something about a room called TX2 that has been shielded with 5mm lead plates and VP2 pyramid-shaped electromagnetic wave absorbers. And a lead shutter is positioned to the wall adjacent to 2X1, used to regulate the intensity of the radiation. And they're using it for testing. Not sure what that is, but that doesn't sound good. We have some personnel dossiers on someone named Anna Dmitrievna Verish. I'm not even going to try. And apparently she murdered her stepfather. And she's apparently a test subject here. We also have Konstantin Nikolaevich Lakhaninkin, who is a priest, it looks like. And he convicted of parasitism and 3 years of correctional labor. Oh, he's an anti-communist. So, obviously these are some of the test subjects. I wonder if they were talking about the 2 test subjects whose samples are damaged. And we have another cigarette case. Well, let's look at this desk and see if we can find anything here. Well, we have a report on results of test, and it says, at 1400 Hertz we detected voices. Well, that may be worth remembering. And over here we have, apparently they have a mold and water leak problem. Okay. And we have this weird-looking device. Now, this weird-looking device is actually a place to put these cigarette boxes we had. See, there's 8 little contacts here, 4 groups of 2. Now, remember that book I showed you that had the different colored spines? They were in the order red, blue, green, turquoise. Let's try putting these in that order. Red, blue, green, and turquoise. Okay, if you heard there was a different click noise when I put that last one up there. And the cable that's running off from it, remember the cable I repaired a few seconds ago? That cable obviously runs around and does this. Now I can look at this thing. Okay, again, remember in the next room that I found the thing that was talking about some plans would be sent for the pneumatic tube technicians or whatever? It had a number written in it, 2790. So let's click 2790. 0 and open the safe. And how about that? Now, here we have a research talking about how the research seems to be going well and how there will be a detailed report coming. And how Stalin was personally involved in your work's process. You know, they're very happy and that sort of thing. So basically their work here is doing well. There's also a switch here. Now, that switch, whether you know it or not at this point, is what opens the locked door outside. Remember the door we tried to go through earlier? Not this door. That door's still locked. But the door, the big heavy door, that's what that one's for. So let's go out and go through that door now.
Well, any progress? Can you guess why you're in this place?
No.
I know what attracted you here. And it was not a directive from above. It's something different. Or personal. But it always happens this way. You leave, and you want to forget. You forget, but the place remembers. And when you return, you come as if you're spellbound. And even if getting back proves difficult, you won't stop until you find a way.
And is it just me, or is that making no sense whatsoever? And I'm sure that noise is important. Alright. And in fact, I think this makes a good place to stop for now. So, or we will be when this cutscene ends.
That voice again. If there's anyone alive here, even a madman, I need to find him. He may know how to get out of this bunker.
Yeah, because let's face it, we're not seeing a whole lot of exits right now, except the one that's bricked up. So anyway, as I was saying, I think this makes a good place to stop. We're about to enter another part of the facility where things are going to get complicated. So I'm going to call a halt for here right now. This is Dennis. This is Tanstabble, the Paleogamer, and I will see you next time as we continue to explore the bunker in 1953 KGB Unleashed. See you then.